we're here with Nikola Weiterova. Go out live.
Okay,
so it'll
cool.
get posted
I'm
later.
like-
but we don't edit anything. So whatever you
cool.
say, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're here with Nikola. I'm going to botch your last name. How do you say your last name?
Weiterova.
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 Weiterova. It sounds easy when you say it like that. All right.
It sounds easy,
Yeah.
but it's not. And you are not the first one who
Okay.
has no idea how
Right.
to say it, so don't feel bad.
Okay. And so you told me something that shocked me right before we started, which was this is your first American podcast.
It is. It sure is. I do a lot of these back home in Slovakia, where I'm from. Even now, when I go home for Christmas, they like to book me for a lot of TV shows and podcasts and all that, since I became a first IFBB Pro bikini competitor. That was really interesting back then and kind of special, so I feel like I still live with it. But yeah, this is my first podcast in English, so hopefully it's gonna go well.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
And so Slovakia, how did you end up here in Las Vegas?
I took a plane. That's what I say.
It's a terrible drive.
It's a terrible drive. Yeah. Swimming with the sharks. No, that's what Cubans does, but that's different. No, actually, I became a first IFBB Bikini Pro competitor, and I didn't have a competition back in Europe. If I wanna become somebody, I have to start competing in the States. That's how I won my pro card as bikini competitor. I won Arnold Classic.
Wow.
Arnold Schwarzenegger
Sure.
competition. So
That's in Ohio, right?
It was in Ohio,
okay.
Back in 2011. However, I still stayed back home, and I moved here in 2015 when I competed in Olympia as the first European competitor ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I didn't know I'm gonna stay. I literally came for the competition and just...
Never went back?
I went back. Obviously, I've been thinking
Okay.
about it here and there, but I extended my flight ticket. I changed my flight, and I stayed for 3 months, what regular visa allowed you to do.
Right.
And yeah, I just fell in love with the whole environment, and not Vegas, like what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's not my
Right.
motto, and it never will be.
And it's different when you live here.
Definitely.
I think, right?
Definitely. Everybody asks me how you can live in Vegas, and
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, we don't party like
Right.
every day, and I have a normal life. I close my door. I have my 2 dogs. I have my Buddha pictures everywhere. I lit
Right.
a candle on, and that's my life. You know, Netflix.
It
So-
drives me nuts. I came from LA, so I grew up in LA, and I
Yeah.
moved here 3 years ago. And you know, I've obviously been coming here for years. And I have friends that are like, "How do you live in Vegas? I could never live in Vegas." Like, what do you think goes on? I don't understand what they
Like,
think
what is
happens
it,
every
like
night.
Different air or
Right.
what? You know.
Right.
I mean, there are things what I can't get along with, and I don't understand them, and I don't even want to. If it comes to Vegas and like a lifestyle here and some type of behaving from the people.
Right.
But I'm always saying I always take the best from Vegas as opportunities and all this, but I never really get sucked in. I believe it's because I came here and I knew who I am and who I want to be and what it's in my focus, and I just didn't look around if it comes to
Right.
those things what are bad for you. But
Right.
however, what is really bad, what is really normal, who says what is normal, so I'm
Right.
just trying to really focus on why I came here and what I want from life and future. I'm big about thinking of future, so that's my main focus, and I sacrifice a lot for being here, so I'm not gonna get distracted by partying 24/7 for sure.
And what was the toughest adjustment moving here? Like, I would imagine the guys are completely different, right? Like, dating is
Everything
different.
is completely different.
Yeah.
I feel like it's crazy hard to date in Vegas if you have some morals and some type of I don't know. I just grew differently, I would say. People here are just one-night stands and let's do this, let's do that. And I know a lot of people told me when they see my pictures on Instagram or social media, and then they meet me live, it's completely different person.
What they're expecting.
What they're expecting to be, and I don't know if it's. I mean, I'm sure it's a good thing, but I just don't know why I look so mean on the pictures, or why I look like I'm ready to hook up. I'm not. So
right. They call it resting bitch face, right?
Yes. And
you have that?
I mastered that. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's my thing for sure. Yeah.
I think when you smile, it goes away. But a lot of when you do the sexy pose, it's I think they might think.
I smile quite a lot, and I always try to bring people closest to me as I can. Even for social media, if you see my stories on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, that's real me. That's my real life.
Right.
All those professional pictures, that's work. I don't have Instagram to make me feel special or better or any of those things, like how many likes I get or how many comments I get, or who is doing what on my pictures,
Right.
I really have it because of work.
Right.
So I'm feeding my profile with pictures I need for work and are worth it to me. And then in the stories, you can see a real me or like a personality.
Right.
However, I never post my very private life. That's something what I really cherish, and I don't think that should be out there on social media at all. Like some girls are like, oh my God, I never met a person like this before. I love you so much.
Right.
You are the love of my life. 3 weeks later, I never met a man like this.
Yeah.
You are love of my life. I'm like, honey, make up your mind.
It's always like the kiss of death, right? When you see someone like posting stuff, it's like, oh, they're doomed.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. I feel bad, but I'm like, I'm happy that people feel it in that moment like that. But in the same time, like, think 3 steps forward, honey.
Right.
Come on.
Was it scary to move here?
No. I been out of a home, or when I used to live with my mom, I actually left my home when I was 18. I lived all over Europe by myself. I lived in Thailand for a little bit.
Really?
Yes. So I always been traveling, and I always been trying to get more life, more experience, more of everything. I like to say I always been hungry, and I kind of always knew that I want to end up in States. It's just been really like a sci-fi, like how I'm gonna do it, whatever. Then I started competing in bikini. I became pro, and it literally went step by step. It haven't been scary for me. I'm not afraid of anything.
You're not afraid of failing.
Anything.
You're not afraid of
not at all. Not at all. I'm trying to be a very positive person, and I always try to see a bigger picture. I like to say there is a bigger fish to fry.
Yep.
And I never been afraid. When I want something, to be honest, I get it because I work hard for it. And I really believe if we work hard for things what we want, we're gonna eventually get them. You need a big chunk of luck in everything.
For sure. Timing, luck, and work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I would assume the discipline you have that comes with training helps in every facet of life, right? Because you can't get abs and the cuts that you have, especially competing at that level. You have to have the discipline, right?
Exactly. I barely lived my life when I was competing. I don't even remember 5 years of my life. I started when I was 18. I won world championships, Europe championships, Arnold Classic, became pro. And in 4.5 years, I did about 40 competitions in pro division, traveled all over the world, and I just simply got over it. I'm like, all right, I'm 23, 24, I want to live my life. I want to have fun, I want to make friends, I want to maybe have a relationship, or actually be a person, not just an object or sponsored athlete, and a product of society or a brand or something like that. I'm like, I'm person, and that was exactly 2015 after Olympia, when I achieved everything I ever wanted, and I'm like, okay, that's it. It's time to live my life for a little bit. And I did. Thank God, I always been professional dancer. I had my own dance agency back home. So that's what I always been doing. And
you're in the show here at the Tropicana, right?
Yes.
Purple Rain.
Yes. So
how long have you been in that show?
It's gonna be 2 years.
Okay.
And before I've been in 53X from producers of Chippendales.
Yep.
That was my very first show here in Vegas. And I mean, thank God I was professional dancer, and I am, because that helped me a lot to survive from very beginning.
Sure.
When I literally came here with no language. I didn't speak
I was going to
a word.
ask you, so you didn't speak any English when you got here?
No, it's going to be 5 years when I'm here.
That's
and
incredible.
I didn't speak a word.
So how did you learn?
I don't know, Netflix.
Seriously?
Seriously. even my friends been Hispanic and Latin, so even their English was just broke.
Right.
You know, so I started with kind of Spanglish. And it's just kind of like developed to this. And I'm still not correct, and I laugh when actually people are correcting me, because I like to learn, and I don't want to look like a dummy. But I do speak 6 languages, and like English.
Really?
English was a 5th. Then I add Spanish.
Yeah.
I can understand much more than I'm able to speak
Okay.
if it comes to Spanish. But yes, so it's just like kind of mixed in my head. Sometimes my mom would call me from Slovakia, and I'm like, oh, give me a second, I just need to adjust myself. So
what are all the languages that you speak?
So I speak Slovakian, obviously.
Yep.
That's my first language.
Right.
Nobody really speaks Slovakian. It's 5 million people, a country, you know.
Really?
So that's really small.
Right.
Nobody really speaks that language. I speak Czech, German, English, and Spanish.
Wow.
So I know few things from Thai language and from Hungarian, since I used to have a Hungarian boyfriend, but it's crazy how you forget.
You know all the bad words, probably.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay.
So it's crazy how you forget if you are not using something.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
like my German is horrible right now.
I took Spanish for 7 years in school. It was one of the few things I actually got A's in. I was a bit terrible student, and I can't speak a lick of Spanish. I mean, a little bit. We're actually going to Cabo on Sunday, and I'm like, I'm doomed. Yeah, I mean, I can say el lápiz es amarillo. The pencil is yellow. I don't know when I'm ever going to say that, but I can say that.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to need it in
Never.
your life,
Yeah.
but never say never.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was it like your first time being on stage in a Las Vegas show? That had to be exciting.
It definitely been exciting, but I've done that back home. My agency, what I used to own, I don't have it anymore, because since I left, nobody gonna, take care of the things the way how you do. It used to be my baby. So when I was home, it worked. We used to do backup dancers for Slovakia Got Talent, and like all the Superstar, and like all these like
those are big shows out there, though, right?
Yeah,
that's like the same as our America's Got Talent.
It's the same thing. We just kind of exactly. So it's not that big as here, because my country is teeny meeny. But yes, it was a big of a thing back there. So we used to do that. I'm very familiar with big stages. Even competing as IFBB Pro Bikini competitor, those stages been huge. Yeah. Like Arnold Classic Winner.
And that's a lot of pressure too.
It's a lot of pressure, and you're literally standing there naked. Like those little G-strings we wearing for competition.
It's crazy. And those lights are not forgiving, right?
Like popping your ass out on thousands of people, and it goes live on certain, like internet pages or whatever, like websites and all that. So that's quite a pressure. Yeah. So really, for me, performing here, it's like, okay, been there, done that, let's do it. However, I love it, and I cherish it, and I appreciate it, and it's a definitely big success if it comes to a little Slovakian girl from nowhere to come here with one luggage, with no language, and I made it. So I'm really proud of that part of my life.
What were you like growing up? Were you shy? Were you like the awkward?
No,
You
I
were
don't
always
really know
outgoing.
what shy means.
Okay. Class clown, or like funny in school and.
Kinda. I always get the good points for sports and everything what comes with like poems, or what's the correct word, like when you like writing like writing things. How you say
poems? Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I've been really good at. And then I always got those black points and bad points for like being really honest and being really like, I don't think this is like that. No, I'm not gonna do it.
They call
like,
it here,
you're wrong.
You don't sugarcoat anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I would talk this way to a teacher too, you know, so that was kind of,
right.
It was
they
kind
don't like
of bad.
That.
No, I don't think nobody likes it, you know?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Most people don't want to hear the truth.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and this is very big of a difference between states and Europe, or at least my country. Everything here, or majority of things here, are really fake.
Right.
And I can smell bullshit from very far away, and that's why my circle is super small.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not that person who needs to be like, oh, I have 300 friends, and like, you know, like
Right.
real friends, I really can count on one hand.
Yeah.
And that's a friends/family.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm not really about, oh my God, I love you. You
Right,
are so awesome.
Right.
You know,
Have
I'm
you been to
like,
LA?
ugh.
That's very LA.
I lived in LA for 3 months and
Yeah?
I ran.
Really?
Exactly for this.
Yeah.
Who you know, who
Yeah.
you work for,
Yeah.
who you dating,
Yep.
who you fucked with.
Right.
You know, and all this, what type of purse you have, what type of car you drive.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Right.
Those are not, you know, that's
Yeah.
not important for me.
Yeah.
Like literally not important for me.
When you moved out there, were you thinking maybe you'd be an actress, or what? Just opportunity, just modeling, just everything, fitness. It's all there too.
I'm not saying no to anything, to be honest, but I believe if you want to be the best in something, you need to really sacrifice everything, because
Right.
competition here is just crazy
Yeah.
in every kind of way. So I don't know if I really can do 5 different things. So being an actress, it would be amazing. I was really pissed off when a Wonder Woman movie came out and I wasn't part of it, and I'm like, that should be me.
Right.
You know, but yeah, I got over it, and I'm happy to be an online coach. I'm happy to be able to dance at the shows, working for the best agencies here in Vegas. I'm happy to work at the pools, because...
What, do you work at a pool now?
No, not now. And I actually been back in Slovakia when all auditions been happening,
okay.
so I missed it. But thank God my fitness career and all the online stuff I'm doing with my clients kind of, you know, keep my head, how you say it?
Head above water?
Above the water, yeah. So
do you train
really cool.
people in a gym as well, or just online coaching?
Hell no.
That's too much,
No.
right? Babysitting,
No,
and it's not worth the money, right? It's not enough money.
I used to do it, and then I hate when I had to train, and I love to train, so I don't want to kind of mess this up for myself. And I also believe if you want to do it, you're going to do it. You don't need any type of coach or personal trainer telling you, come on, 5 more, you can do it. You either want it or not.
Right.
Nancy from Nebraska.
Right,
you know what
right.
I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I don't want to give anybody that motivation every day. I like people who know what they want and they work hard for it. I'm not saying if you never worked out before, you do need a personal trainer with you one-on-one to show you the right technique and like how to do it. But when you are already in the gym for 2 years or 3 years or 5 years and you hire me, you don't need me to count your reps, you know, and save your money. You're gonna need it, you know. So that's not what I want to do.
I finally figured out last year how important, I know it's going to sound so stupid, especially to you, how important the diet part of it is, the nutrition part.
Yes.
It's
80%,
crazy.
80%,
I mean,
for sure.
Last year last January, I cut out like a year ago, sugar, bread. Now I know how to manage it so that I don't get out of control. But like I was a little out of control before, like drinking, like I know I just had a Coke before we started rolling, but like
it's all right.
you know, like I used to drink like 10, 12, 14 Cokes a day.
That's
ridiculous. And
a
I cut all that out in just water. I lost 30 pounds and like had abs. It was the craziest thing.
And that's just a side effect.
Right.
You know, like I'm always saying losing a weight, it's actual side effect of your body actually be healthy and everything just works how it should work, you know? So you should feel much more energized, you should look younger, you know, like feel better, your stamina should be on different level. Like those are the things why I like
skin. I mean, I can tell
exactly
everything.
why I like fitness, and I made it my lifestyle. Even if I'm not competing professionally anymore, I'm not saying I'm never gonna step on the stage again.
Right.
But for now on, I'm good.
Yeah. And you did it. You proved to yourself you could do it. You
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, so I don't have what to prove to anybody anymore if it comes to this. However, I'm still a sponsored athlete. I'm sponsored by High Tech Pharma. I don't know if I can say it here.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah.
Okay. So if they want me to compete, I will. Obviously.
Right.
But for now on, they're just like, look good, be happy, we love you.
Right.
I'm like, perfect.
That's great.
Dream come true, you know?
So earlier you said you've got bigger fish to fry. What are some of the bigger fish you want to fry?
So I'm
do you want to do?
28 years old right now.
Right.
I'm going to be 29 in April this year, which is in 2 months,
Yep.
right? I'm raised by a single mom. I don't have siblings. So I always wanted to have a family. Always, always, always. And family is really important for me. So I wish.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. This one's mine.
Fine. That was mean, Miriam.
She knows you. She knows about
I'm not allowed to have Coke.
15 sodas a day, right? Yeah.
That was funny.
That was funny, yeah. So, really,
my eyes got
really,
big too when that
know,
Coke showed up, right?
Like,
I was like, oh, not for me. Yeah. Damn.
I didn't know if you're looking on a Coke or a good pair of boobs.
Yeah, right?
I'm like, what's going on? Why I got so excited?
Yeah.
She gave you water, and I'm like, welcome in the water club.
Right.
Well, anyways, bigger fish to fry. I really believe, especially in this century and this town, to actually have a good relationship and actually have a family how it should be, not just play family with someone, because I see a lot of people acting like they are, the best couple in the world, and like everything is set up and they are pretty broke inside of them and unhappy. I don't want that. I'm completely cool to be single and, have a good career and have a few good friends and travel and make money and all that. And better than actually be in bad relationship or playing a family with someone who is not supposed to be. I'm not afraid of being alone.
That's great, because I think that's where a lot of people make a mistake, is they put a time limit, like I have to be married by the time I'm 30, or I have to do this by the time I'm whatever, and you can't do it like that. It just doesn't, I mean, it sounds, you wish you could, but it just doesn't work, it doesn't.
Well, all my schoolmates back home, they have 2-3 kids, because in Europe, we are actually getting married sooner than Americans. And like we have a kids much sooner and all that. So for all people back home, it's like, oh, she's the last one. Right. Eventually.
They judge you. Right.
But I live completely different life than they do. You know, so you can't really compare it. And as I said, I'm completely okay to be alone. But my secret dream is to actually achieve this. Since I'm from broken family, I would love to make a family on my own. One day, I still got 3-4 years, let's say. Eventually, if it comes later, if it never comes, cool.
It is what it is.
I'm gonna have a doggy shelter, and I'm gonna give my love to all of these
dogs, not cats. No cats.
I don't discriminate any type of animal, but I do love dogs. I'm a doggy person for sure. I'm involved in a lot of like charities if it comes to dogs and like all these rescue centers. So
you want big dogs or little dogs?
I have a little dog, so that's why I would prefer little dogs. But
they're easier, right?
Big dogs are buddies, little dogs are your children forever. Like I can't leave my dog just walk next to me and doesn't really care, Right. Like I have to have him on me. The love is different. Like you gotta take care of them differently. My dogs are 3 pounds.
Okay.
Heavy.
What kind?
So
what are they?
I have 2 Yorkie teacups.
Oh, okay.
So and the second one is actually rescued. So I've been fostering and I couldn't let him go. So
that's nice.
Yeah. But I also live in an apartment right now. As soon as I buy a house.
And it's so affordable out here. It's great, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's a part of my bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
I'm about to buy a house this year. Eventually, I buy an apartment for renting as well. So I really secure myself.
Yeah.
And it took me over 4 years to get to a position where I am right now, and it's not easy for foreign persons since we have to build up our credit from scratch, you know, and like everything.
It doesn't transfer over, right?
At all. We don't have
Nothing.
a thing like that.
Wow.
We don't have a thing like that back home. So I literally became a newborn baby when I was 24.
Right.
And
but at least you're not coming in with bad credit, because that's harder to,
yes,
right? At least you're starting, like, I know it's still hard, but at least, right.
It's hard if you really think about it. Like, I can't go and knock on my mom's door and being like, oh, hey, can you help me out this month?
Right.
You know, like,
right.
You either make it or it breaks you here, you know?
Do you think because you grew up with a single mom that pushed you and actually was a blessing for you and helped you?
For sure. I wouldn't change a thing if it comes to my my life and the way how I was raised and everything what happened to me in my short life. Sometimes I feel like I'm literally 50 mentally, because living in a different countries, you know, meeting different type of people, dealing with different cultures, languages, and all that, it really taught me a lot. And I went through one hell to become a woman who I am right now. But honestly, I wouldn't change a thing.
That's great.
Because I really feel very secure with who I am, and that's blessing. Because especially here in Vegas, I know a lot of girls or guys even older than I am, and they are just simply lost. So
well, it's interesting because I think a lot of people, it's one of two things, right? It either makes you the way you came out, or it's the excuse that you fall back on.
Absolutely.
And the thing that you blame all of your bad things as a result of.
Because I didn't have a daddy.
Right.
I hear it every day.
Yeah, no, and I think that's more common than the route
you did.
For sure it is,
and I'm like, well, I'm not a hoe because I didn't have a daddy. Exactly.
And so I'm guessing your mom is strong like you.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. And she's not even my best friend, but like that relationship, mother-daughter, transferred to much more like we are partners in a crime.
Right.
Definitely.
That's cool.
You know, so she's visiting me like once in a half year, staying for 2 months or 6 weeks or whatever. I always go home for Christmas. So we are in touch every single day. That's one of those. Family really means a lot for me. However, I don't think blood is thicker than water. Like, oh, we are brothers. Whatever you do, I'm standing. You know, I got your back. And not to me, because even if my dad comes around, I would be like,
get out.
I don't know.
Right.
You had a chance.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think so. You know.
So, do you have any interest in Ty? I did it again, Ty. I did it again. I always drop this. Just check it out. I think we're good. Yeah, it's green. I drop this thing.
Listen,
I keep it.
Until your teeth doesn't like fell off.
Right, then it's okay. Yeah,
we good because I saw it happen on the bus station and I didn't know how to react.
Seriously?
Yes.
That's no good.
That's no good.
Yeah. Does part of you want to meet or maybe confront your dad?
No, we had a history and everything, you know, it's okay, and I'm happy for genetic and certain things what I definitely got from him, and I'm not a person who would hold a grudge. That's how you say it. When you hate, I'm not a hater at all. I wish everyone the best. If starting my father continue through all my exes and all that, you know, like ex-boyfriends and stuff, but no, I think there is nothing more to say, you know, like I always give people a chance, maybe 2 or 3, and if you keep fucking up, it's just who you are, and it's not my problem anymore, you know. So sometimes it's better to shut the door, you know, or like let go. I saw a meme another day, and it was like a rope, and the hand was holding the rope, and it exactly says sometimes it's better to let go because the hand's open and like the hand was like all cut. So sometimes it's better to let go and heal, like hold on something really tight, what doesn't really make sense.
It's crazy to me how many people, and a lot of my friends, carry around that baggage of whatever it is, whether it's family stuff or relationship stuff or whatever.
And you were
for years, and it cripples them, and they don't even see it. It's really bizarre to me.
It hurts you first, definitely. It's not easy to let go or like forgive certain people, certain things, but honestly, it just holds you back as a person.
Right.
And I'm not gonna give anybody that privilege to hold me back, you know?
Right, because like you said before we started rolling, you will punch a guy in the face if he steps wrong.
I punch you to a face. Some Latin moms are hitting their kids with flip-flops or whatever, la chanclas.
Right.
And I'm the same person, like, or I would either punch you physically. I kind of grew up from that part.
Okay.
I would probably let karma punch you for me, you know, because that's a real thing, and I really believe in karma and like all energies and soul thing. Yeah. So those people. I mean, I wouldn't want to be one of those people who really hurt either me or anybody in a life, you know, in purpose.
Sure. So we talked about a lot of the business stuff. What do you do for fun?
I'm a businesswoman.
I like it. Yeah. What do you do for fun? Like, what's a Friday night, Saturday day look for for you?
To be honest, dancing at the show, working in the industry, it comes with a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It is work, 100%, and it's hard work. But I feel like I'm able to still enjoy it and still let loose while I'm working. Hand in hand, be professional on the event. But honestly, if I'm working 5 days or 5 nights a week, like the best jam for me to literally stay at home, watch Netflix, cuddle with my dogs, lit a candle on, drink a herbal tea, eventually get massage. I love working out. That's still one of my biggest, hobbies and windows to like out of the reality. That's why I don't like to dress nice to a gym. I'm not one of those girls who need to like show the booty and like, have a super like small bikini and like all that. Even in real life, I don't like to really wear all those little dresses and heels and all that. I like to be kind of undercover.
Right.
Because since I'm working in the industry a lot, all the photo shoots, which is a big part of my work.
Sure.
I know a lot of girls shoot for free, and it's like all these things like, oh, let's do barter. I give you pictures, you shoot for me. I don't do that. Like until you don't have 1 million followers and you are a great photographer, I don't do that. Like this is work, you know. This is work. So I always need to be pretty, and I always need to wear makeup and heels and represent, you know. So I really, really in real life like to be just me. I don't like to do makeup. I don't have fake lashes. I don't have, I don't need to have nails like this. I don't know. I don't judge if somebody feels like that's their way. Cool.
Right.
That's you. It's just not me. I like to be me. I like to be Nikki. And I also like when people like me for being me, not for what I'm able to do with myself in a bathroom in 3 hours. That's insane to me.
So wait, I just learned something. You go by Nikki? That's how you
go by
go by Nikki. Okay, I didn't know that. All right. And so when you're watching Netflix, what are you watching?
That's exactly how I learn English. So I have subtitles. Still, I do have subtitles. So I know how you spell things. But I do like everything about vampires.
Really?
So like Vampire Diaries. That's my shit.
Okay.
100%. I love how they think. I love how they love. I love how they hate. Everything is like highlighted.
Like Twilight too? Did you watch?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Everything. I love the part when you are immortal and you are super strong and you can choose if you want to be good or bad, but you have ability, and I like that ability part to do whatever you want for eternity. So that's awesome for me. Yeah. So I really like everything about vampires, and I watched a lot of high school shows to understand American mentality, because we don't have this type of high school like you guys have. We don't have queen bees and football players and cheerleaders and all this type of pyramid
so
or
you watched,
whatever.
You watched Mean Girls?
Yes, I did. I watched Glee.
Glee, okay.
And all these things. And that taught me really a lot.
How about The Breakfast Club? Did you ever watch that movie? Oh, you need to watch that. That's a good one.
Well, listen, I don't really have a lot of time. So
okay, all right.
I can watch TV like 1 hour before I go sleep, after I come home from work or show or any type of event, and I just fall asleep while I'm watching TV. I live by myself with my 2 dogs, so I'm kind of afraid of dark.
Really? Because you all watch all these vampire movies.
I mean, listen, if there is a vampire out there and he's tall, dark, and handsome, and he has a good heart, and he's immortal, come to me.
Pay her a visit. All right.
Bite me, just crack my neck. I'll become vampire with you for eternity.
You won't punch him in the face.
I would not punch him. Depends how he would approach me, though.
Right.
If he goes with that traditional approach, oh my God, your eyes are amazing.
No good.
Or I see the angel, did you fell from the sky? I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Right. You want him to just grab on and take a bite of the neck.
Yes, but make sure I want you to bite me.
Right.
Because then I definitely bite back.
Right. Okay.
Which is kind of confusing, but I come with instructions.
We call that mixed signals, but
I don't think I'm giving a mixed signals. I think you exactly know if I'm in or out.
Right.
You know, like for any type of ride. So I come with instructions. It's up to you if you're able to read.
I like that.
You know.
And what like American actors would be your type?
So if you asked me 5 years ago, I would definitely say tall, dark, and handsome.
Okay.
Can be some tattoos.
Like the guy from Game of Thrones, that guy?
Yes, Drago, right?
Yeah,
That's
I think.
his name.
You know, I've actually never even watched the show.
Never watched the show.
Okay.
Never.
Yeah, me
and
either.
I'm waiting for Netflix to add it, and then I'm eventually going to watch it. But that's the same guy as Aquaman, right?
Yep, yeah. Jason something, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly my type.
All right.
But if we're talking physical, but if you're asking me now, as a Nikki these days, not a Nikki 5 years ago, I would actually tell you I like a guy with manners, with values, with a good heart, someone who you can count on. Since I'm by myself in the country, it's really important for me to be with someone who actually can be a partner to me.
Right.
So if I can count on you and I can lean on your shoulder when I need it, and I don't need it that many times. I'm very independent, strong woman. So
you are?
Oh yeah, no shit. Here and there.
Right.
Here and there. So when I need you, like once a year, you better be there, because if you prove
once
yourself, you know what I mean? Like if really shit hits the fan, it's not very often for me, because I try to prevent shit to hit a fan. You know?
Yeah.
But if it does, you better be there, because those
it's gotta be that way. That's the whole point.
Especially when I'm there every single every single time. So that was my biggest issue in my past relationships here in America. People are taken, they are not giving back. And I know you should not expecting from anybody to pay back, and I'm definitely not giving with like expectation to get back. But really, that one time in a blue moon, I think that's what love is about. I think that's what partnership as it is supposed to be about.
Is it hard to meet people because you're either working in nightlife or you're in a show, and like a lot of times what comes with that is that kind of not serious.
It's super easy to meet people if it comes to hookups, and like if it comes to one night stands or these fuck buddies or whatever. This is gonna sound horrible. All I see in my head, I'm a germaphobe, I see STDs right away. You coming to me with this weird approach, what you used 15 times a night, and all I see is STDs. And I'm like, I don't even want to talk to you, because I'm gonna get like coronavirus or something if I'm gonna keep talking to you. So I'm like, no, that's like no to me. But it's very hard to actually find someone with a brain. I'm not gonna lie, I like handsome guys, obviously. I don't go for sugar daddies. I don't go for silver wolves. You know what I mean? Those guys. Like I want a guy to be able to go to gym with me, to hike, to have a great sex. And all these things. So let's do that life together. And that's why I've never been really interested about people who, it's horrible to say, but it really is like that. If you are obese, that says a lot about how you treat yourself, that what's your discipline.
Sure.
And not just in eating and exercising, but it shows a lot about you as a person whatsoever.
Right. Because it's like you don't even care enough about you.
Exactly.
Right.
So what kind of partner you able to, you're going to be able to be to me? And that's like a brutally honest thing to say. And everybody here in the States especially is like, oh, you called me fat. I'm like, no, you made yourself fat. So why? It's like, it's not every time by their choice. I get it, like health issues and all that. But to be honest, as a personal trainer, 95% of people who are obese, I'm not saying fat, I'm saying obese.
Right.
Like you have a hard time to move or whatever, it's because of them.
Right.
It's because of their excuses. And obviously health issues comes with it. But it is what it is, So I would definitely not dating obese person. I would not dating someone who is a lot older than I am. However, I like older guys if it comes to, let's say, 10 years. And it's simply because of experience. You can be 25. If you have a life experience and you hit a floor with your face a bunch of times and you stand up from the ashes and you continue your life and you become a better person, cool, that's what I want. But that's not
because
what
even
normally happens in 25 or 28 or
but even you at 28 and probably even 18, 19, 20, 21 is not the normal 21-year-old.
No,
I can see
not. Definitely not.
Yeah,
so that's why I like older guys, but in the same time you got to be in a shape so we can do certain things together because that's my lifestyle. But so yes, I like handsome guys. However, if you're handsome and dumb, that's such a turn off. That's such a turn off.
Yeah, write that down, guys. You don't want to be handsome and dumb.
No, you can have muscles and tattoos and great haircut and trimmed beard and all that. If I ask you and you're like 35 and I ask you what you want from life and where you see yourself in 2 years and your answer is, oh, you're so pretty. I'm like, you. So that's probably it.
And what about like the dating sites? Have you tried those?
Never
Not
been
once.
on Tinder, Grindr, Minder. I don't even know how all they call. I know there is a Bumble, Tumblr. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm a little bit afraid. I don't really have the time to going on a date. And then again, you gotta do your makeup. You gotta, like kind of. I don't want to say pretend something, but you gotta try to look the best version of yourself when you're going on a date, to whatever makes someone be interested, and I just don't like that. I really don't.
What about when I first met you, I think was either at Babes in Toyland or you might have been at Natalie's birthday party. Did you go to her birthday at On the Record?
No, because I was out of the country at the time. Yeah.
So like when you go to an event like Babes in Toyland, obviously it's a red carpet event. There's people that come. They're not just from Vegas. A lot of people come from LA and stuff. When you're in those kind of settings, are you more do you make the guys, are they automatically guilty because they're there, like in your head, or are you thinking like, oh, maybe I could meet someone as something like this?
No, I give everyone a fresh start and I don't judge by the looks. If it comes to guys or girls, it's really about the way how you approach me. It's really about the way how you act around your friends and then around the random people, because that changed a lot. As I learned here, people are completely different if they are with friends, and that they are completely different if they are just on public, and they are completely different trying to talk to me. And I understand a slightly or a little differences, but not a huge bipolar, tripolar, quadrupolar person. I'm like, who are you?
Right.
That's too much for me, because I am who I am, and obviously I'm not gonna if I just meet you right now, I'm not going to tell you everything about me. This is interview, this is podcast, this is something completely different.
Sure.
So I'm willing to open my heart and, show people who I am and maybe let them a little closer to me.
Yeah.
But I would not do it if you were just whoever random trying to talk to me. On the first date, I know girls love to talk and I love to talk, but I learned actually listen.
That's interesting.
And figure out like who you are, because I don't really have a time and interest and energy going on 10 days and then realize you are an asshole. I probably need 1 or 2,
right.
Situations or moments or experiences with you, and I know right away.
Right.
So you never know what's gonna became from that relationship.
Yeah.
You guys might stay great friends or gym buddies
Yeah.
or fuck buddies or whatever, you know, everything is cool, but you need to kind of box those people.
Yep.
And since I'm going closer to 30, I know age is just a number, but there are certain things what you should do at least in a decade.
Yeah.
And I don't want to miss my last 20 something, what's coming this year, on dating these tall, handsome and dark or whatever the type is.
Yep.
Dumb and stupid, and giving them my time and my energy and my soul and my vitality or whatever it is. And if I see that there is simply no future as a partner, as a man, as a father to my possible kids or whatever, I better stay home, put a winter socks from Amazon, watch Netflix, and cuddle the shit out of my 2 Yorkie teacups. So perfect.
Let me ask you this. So let's just say you're out and you meet a guy. You give him your phone number. Oh, you don't give him your phone number. Let's say you talk to him.
And he's all right.
And he's okay.
Okay, yeah.
You give him your number.
Yes.
The next day, do you want him to text you or call you?
I would say text me.
Text you, okay.
And I would be expecting you're not going to text me the next day. Probably you're going to text me as soon as we kind of like go.
That same night?
That same night.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. Let me hit you up in next couple days or whatever, or let's do dinner. If you're really interested and you know that
you want them
like
to show
me,
that.
Definitely show me. I'm kind of old school in this. Like, I want a guy be like, hey, I like you, what's up?
Right, you don't like the game of like, let me wait a couple days.
No,
I think that's so stupid.
I hate it. Like when you see like they kind of texting, but then you not get message, those like little bubbles, like they texting, or like you see they read your message and they let you wait. I'm like, bitch, you are on your phone 24/7.
Right.
Hoeing around. Do you have a time to text me back? And if you playing games, you got it wrong, girl.
Right.
So
you have a very short fuse.
Oh my, short. As I said, I give you a chance, but it's just not like, you know.
Your bullshit meter goes off fast.
No, I smell bullshit and I'm splashing that shit down the toilet very quick. I'm always saying 7 billion people on the world, honey. We have an option.
Right.
You'll
so find
we either
one.
click or not. And I always been in relationships. All my adult life, I've been in relationships. I got proposed 3 times.
Okay. You said no every time?
I said no every time.
Really?
Yes.
How long? Wait. This is interesting. How long was the longest relationship?
4 years. I had 2 4 years
wow,
long
so wait a minute. You were with a guy for 4 years. You lived together probably.
Yes.
And when he said, will you marry me? You said no.
I said no because it was his way how to keep me around, since he became a huge cheater and I discovered majority of his lies. Okay. And that actually happened in both 4 years relationships.
Really?
The same scenario.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So literally till now, every single guy would end up cheating. And I'm like the best buddy. Like, I want to be your best friend. Like, tell me everything. Like, I understand everything but lies.
Right.
Last guy who I dated here ended up hiding 2 kids from 2 different women in 4 years.
How do you wait over 4 years?
Over 4 years.
How's that even possible?
I don't fucking know.
How did you find out?
He brought his mother to stay with us for a month.
And she said something?
And she's like, so why do you never make him like take care of his kids? And I almost choke on tea, drinking the tea with her while he was at work. And I had to pretend that I'm like I know what she's talking about to get more information from
Right,
her.
right.
So
Oh,
a person who you love and who is telling you that he never loved anyone but you, and he wants his first kid with your eyes.
Already has two
already
kids.
has a
with 2 different people.
12-year-old daughter somewhere in Mexico,
Wow.
and 4-year-old son. Your castle, like your dream castle, goes down like this right away.
Did he get punched in the face?
Who are you? He actually did.
He did? No, come on. Did you really?
Well, I confront him when he came home, and I go,
Right.
so who is this and that? And I said the 2 names of the kids. And he's like, with straight arrogant face, he goes, well, that's my past, and that's not your concern.
Wow.
So first of all, knowing how important family is for me, I'm that kid who got abandoned by father. So first I'm thinking, what piece of shit to your kids you are.
Yeah.
Second, am I going to be number 3?
Right.
You're going to have a kid and then you're going to leave. And then what you actually done to me as your partner, as a woman who you with, and that happened here in Vegas. So
Did you break up with him literally the next day, or that?
No. That actually happened 3 years through, and we still kind of been trying for last year when I moved out, and I'm like, okay, I need to separate. He kept trying and keeping me in we eventually gonna be together, gonna do a couple consultations, how much you gonna try and all that, but then he keep promising some girl from Canada that he gonna marry her and crazy shit. One day I'm gonna write a book.
Yeah.
And things would happen to me in 28 years old.
Yeah, seems crazy.
Are crazy.
Yeah.
Are crazy.
Yeah.
And as I said, I wouldn't change a thing. I really wouldn't, because it made me a woman who I am right now. And that's probably why my temper or my time for bullshit is very short.
Yeah.
Because I give you 3 questions and I know where you stand.
Right.
Because I really get screwed over so many times.
Yeah.
With crazy
Yeah, that's
liars.
pretty crazy.
That's
to
crazy.
hide 2 kids.
That's crazy.
That's
so crazy. So I'm like, no, I'm good.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
And would you? Did he ever say why he I get he said it's none of your business, but when he had time to think of how stupid that answer was, did he then have a legit why he was thinking that?
Yeah, honestly, he was
afraid.
He just said that he never wanted them, none of them, and the mothers just kind of decided to keep them, and it's none of his business, which is to me that's very shitty thing to say, because that says a lot about you as a father, and it's
they're
about
innocent.
your responsibilities, and I wouldn't have a kid with a person like that, 100%. So I always been saying, no, he's a good person, la 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 la, all those bullshit when you're telling yourself
sometimes you see
when
what
you
you want to see,
yeah, exactly.
But I love him.
Honestly, you're not. You can't be a good person saying these things, and not taking responsibility what you've done in your life.
Yeah. Not
once, twice.
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb.
That's crazy.
So
is it hard for you after 3 relationships like that to even give new people a fair?
And I'm still not giving people a chance. I'm still kind of
gun shy.
Close, and my walls are definitely up, and I know it's not a great thing, but I'm very aware of it, and I feel like it's gonna filter those weak people, and let's say the time what I would lose with kind of trying.
Yep.
And eventually, if someone comes up a solid, I'm gonna feel it, I'm gonna sense it, and it's gonna be a real thing. That's why I'm saying I'm completely alright being alone and single.
It's good, because if you can't force it, you can't force it.
No, definitely. Yeah. So I'm completely okay with everything what happened, and it haven't been easy back then, but now I'm really looking at it as a story in my life, and a great story to tell when girls are crying in the bathroom because Joey, who they are dating for 3 weeks, didn't text them back. I'm like, listen, honey, you don't know what issues are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a great story to tell, and I wouldn't change a thing. It made me a person who I am right now.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm definitely more guarded, but I don't think in a world like this, it's a bad thing.
Yeah. Wow, that's really insightful.
You probably were expecting this crazy girl
Yeah.
coming to your show.
Yeah.
This a fitness model who is
For
like
sure.
showing her ass on Instagram, having a zero clue
Yeah.
about her life.
Well, you
and
know,
all of a sudden we talk in these relationships and
well,
a fucking namaste shit.
Yeah, seriously. Well, but you know, I got to tell you, you know, when we first started doing the show, we had people like Carrot Top on. Do you know who Carrot Top is?
Yeah.
And we had Terry Fader, you know, and we had my dad as a singer, who was famous back in the day. We had him on, and then I was like stuck for a guest, you know, because it's hard to book every week, you know.
Yeah,
and so I had Vanessa, I had my girlfriend on. This is when it was me, her, and Natalie, you know, and that was like a really, like everyone was like, wow, you should have more people like that, you know. So we started booking like the models and those type of people. I have been pleasantly surprised now, like probably 4 or 5 weeks in a row. I've sat down with different girls, pretty much that were at the Babes in Toyland event, and they've all been way deeper than I imagined.
That's
you know,
awesome.
and it's interesting how like even me, like, and I'm not the person that like judges a book, but I still judge the book.
Of course,
you
all
know?
of us does.
Yeah.
You know, like unconsciously, like we don't want it, but it kind of is happening.
Right.
You know, but that's what I'm saying. Like always give a person chance to either explain or maybe like bring you a little bit to a loop, like let you know, and if that's still fucked up, then whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But
well, thank you so much for sitting down.
Thank
this
you
was
for
a lot of
having
fun. This
me.
was easy.
Yeah, maybe next time more funny stories.
Yeah.
However,
for sure.
I had fun.
Yeah, this was good. All right, we'll see you folks next week. That was great.